Hi there Virgo, thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for July. You can burst into this month really enjoying a very social vibe. In fact, you can also find yourself thinking very carefully about your long-term future. Your ruler, Mercury, is in a superb location for linking to other people and networking. But with Venus there too, don't be surprised if you're invited to plenty of gatherings and celebrations. And these can be ones that you can really enjoy. In fact, the new moon, which occurs on the 4th, forges a beautiful link with Neptune, which is in your opposite sign. This suggests that you could have a connection with someone this month who not only can you find yourselves comfortable in one another's company, you also can have some kind of joint or unifying cause which brings you together. It may have a spiritual dimension, maybe it's to do with the arts, maybe it's to do with team sport, but there's something about this particular relationship where you can really get the best out of each other, and it's one that can really help to lift you up. However, Saturn, the planet of structure, does continue in the part of your horoscope to do with where you live, how you live there, and your emotional health. And if there are any restrictions in terms of these situations, such as living somewhere that's too small or a bit cramped, a bit too noisy, or with the type of people that you don't really feel quite at ease with, its angle to Neptune, which also goes on all this month, suggests that your idealism about the type of people or the type of situation you'd really like to find yourself in is going to be upped too. So if a situation is less than ideal, it can become more marked. But what you can do, of course, is to go out and have fun. And the first half of this month certainly gives you an opportunity to do that. There is a clash, however, between the Sun and Pluto, between the 5th and the 11th, which means that perhaps if you're moving in new circles, someone from your old circle may feel a little bit pushed out or abandoned. On the other hand, maybe it's just that you're finding it difficult to keep all of the people happy all of the time. Such is going to be the amount that people want to include you in things, which of course is very gratifying. But that old concept of quality being more important than quantity is something that I really think that you need to hold dear. Because from the middle of this month, as Venus and then your ruler on the 14th, Mercury, move into a more secluded part of your horoscope, it is going to be sincerity that's going to be the key thing for you, not just who you're hanging out with. They really need to be people that you feel you can trust and that you chime well with. Fortunately, for the first 2 weeks of July, there's a superb link with Jupiter in your sign and Pluto, the planet of change, transformation, which is in your sector of personal creativity and also love. So don't be surprised if you do find yourself chatting to someone within this social world who actually takes your fancy too. But perhaps if you do start to get to know someone, you may want to keep it rather confidential, particularly in the middle of this month. In week 3, there may be a chance to just slowly check out whether this person could be someone who could play a long-term role in your life. And then once the Sun moves into your 12th solar house on the 22nd, perhaps you're just going to want to draw back a little bit, quite a contrast from the earlier parts of the month. The full moon, which occurs on the 18th, is particularly interesting because you may have a very frank discussion or conversation with someone that could bring an issue to the surface, but not necessarily in a bad way. Perhaps it's going to be a conversation which just lets you know really where you stand, but from that you may just want to have some time to think, to breathe, to meditate, and just really find out where you stand on things. As the month comes to a close, however, on the very last day of this month, Mercury, your ruler, moves into your sign, which is a really exciting development because that's going to put you on the front foot, and some of the ideas that you've been mulling over and contemplating in the previous couple of weeks are really going to start to gain traction. But with the Sun also forging a great link with Saturn in the last 3 days of this month, I think you are looking for a situation that's going to be meaningful for your future, and therefore whatever initiatives you take, it's going to be on the back of some quite deep thinking and even soul searching. So this month is really divided up into two quite clear parts of very gregarious, outgoing and fun, and perhaps in its latter parts a lot more reflective. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.